Hello YouTube, and today I'll be doing a quick overview of the book The Prince by Niccole Machiavelli. Basically, I'm making this video as a response to Skato-san's video. His YouTube profile is SneakyThink19. I can't remember from the top of my head, but I'll annotate it in the YouTube sidebar. Basically this is a video response to his book review, Myamoto Musashi's The Book of Five Rings. Initially, I was planning to do my own review on the Book of Five Rings. However, I decided not to, since that if I did do the review, I'll just be basically repeating myself and simply restating what was previously said in the other review. Okay, so this is the book here which I was planning to review, Myamoto Musashi's Book of Five Rings. I guess that's Mushashi there. And here's the book I'm planning to review right now, Niccole Machiavelli's The Prince. So instead of doing Myamoto Musashi's book Five Rings, I instead decided to do a short overview of the book The Prince by Niccole Machiavelli and discuss some of the concepts that I believe relate to martial arts, strategy and tactics. Okay, so before I begin, I would like to state that most of these concepts that I am about to discuss are based on my own opinions and interpretations, and also the ideas that I'm about to discuss are not necessarily the most important ones in the text, nor are they the only ones in the text. Also, on a side note, for those who are interested in learning more about strategy and tactics, there are some other good books I recommend reading. For instance, Myamoto Musashi's The Book of Five Rings, which is the book you see here. Another good book that I recommend reading is this one here, The Seven Military Classics of Ancient China by Ralph D Sawyer. And another good book which I really like is The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and also by the same author, The 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. And of course, how can I forget the classic The Art of War by Sun Tzu. In case you're interested in reading these books, I will post up the titles in the YouTube bar. And in case you have more information about these books, feel free to send me a private message or leave a comment in the comment section. Okay, I'm back again, and on to the book. Okay, so the first point that I would like to discuss from the book The Prince is basically I'm going to discuss four key concepts. So the first concept I want to discuss is what a prince should be. Well, here according to Machiavelli, the ideal image of a prince or a statesperson or whatever should be just like the lion and the fox. So why does Machiavelli use this metaphor of the fox and the lion? Well, basically a prince should be like the fox, so that way it can recognize and avoid the traps that its enemies set it, and also it has to be like a lion as well in order to fight off the wolves and other crap as well. Essentially, he needs to be both. Otherwise, if he's too swayed in either direction, it's not ideal. For example, if he's too much like a fox, he won't be able to fight off the enemies in case the shit really does hit the fan. Sorry about the swearing. And also, conversely, if he's too much like a lion, well, he's going to be easily outsmarted as well, though. So ideally, a prince or a statesman or statesperson, or even in general, should be both. Should be like a fox and a lion, cunning and tough at the same time as well. The second point that I like to discuss is things are governed by necessity. So what this boils down to is this, that ultimately the strategy and the tactics that you will use in any given situation will be ultimately governed by the conditions of the situation and and also the environment as well. Also, another thing that I found here was that the importance of being flexible and adapting to environment and circumstances. In some way, Machiavelli's belief of what a prince should be, or a statesperson or a statesman should be, is he should be, or he or she, should be a flexible opportunist who is cunning and intelligent, and at the same time is ruthless if necessary. The third point that I got from this book here is always rely on your own arms. One of the things that Machiavelli is against is being reliant on mercenary armies and auxiliary troops. The reason why the reason he gives for why he doesn't like mercenaries is firstly, one, they are only motivated by money, and two, they don't fight with the same motivation as a citizen soldier would. Whether or not that's true, it's kind of up to debate, but that's what Machiavelli says. Now, the way I interpret this is that basically a prince should be reliant upon his own efforts in order to keep himself safe. And also, this is very similar to something I learned in martial arts as well. One of the first things I've learned in martial arts and self-defense was that ultimately your personal safety is your own responsibility. I mean, it's not the responsibility of the police. Like, I'm not trying to bag at the police here, but basically, it's not the responsibility of the police, it's not the responsibility of politicians or the state. Ultimately, your personal protection is down to you. And personally, I believe that's very true as well, though. Ultimately, your self-protection is your own issue. And finally, the last point that I like to discuss is basically a prince should be aware of what is around him. Oh, obviously, that's kind of common sense, though. It's kind of like on the same vein of Sun Tzu. Ultimately, intelligence is important. And according to Machiavelli, this should include knowing what the local terrain is like, what and who is around him or her, and also the state of the people, and also the intentions of the rivals around him. Now, I'm not saying that you should be paranoid like of everything around you. Rather, it is important to have a heightened sense of awareness of what is going on around you. Now, mind you, it's going to take me, several more rereadings of this book before I fully distill what's in this text as well, though. And there you have it. Basically, these are my own interpretations of the text. And for any more information, or in case you have any more questions about the points I raised, or if you want me to elaborate further, please feel free to send me a private message or leave a comment in the bottom of the YouTube section, or the comment section, sorry. Okay, so thank you for your time, and thanks for listening.